Okay, good morning, everyone. We will say the prayer. If you have a recitations book, we will start from page number 10. In English, on page number 11, I take refuge in the Guru, I take refuge in the Buddha, I take refuge in the Dharma, I take refuge in the Sangha. From now until my enlightenment, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And by the merit created this practice, may I attain the state of Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all sentient beings May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings be free from abide in equanimity. May all sentient beings May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and causes. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and causes. May all sentient beings never be separated and joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, feel bias and attachment. This ground adorned with perfume, strewn with flower, Mount Meru, encircled by the four continents, surmounted by the sun and the moon, I visualize this Buddha feeling offering. May all living beings enjoy the pure land. Idam Guru Ranam Idam Rameyadaya.
다 정말 잡듯이 했으라. 근데 로마 가진 게 로마 그렇게 기억나서 로마 돈 친구 검전이
Greeting, Tashidelik, all of you. As usual, we'll say the Tara mantra and with the visualizations. And I have the Buddha, the statue that you can visualize, and it's hard to place the perfect place because there are so many screens. And so this is the Buddha, the statue. You see there, it's a Buddha statue. So you can visualize the Buddha, the Tara, and doing the recitations of the Tara mantra.
담봉아도 그렇게 해야지. 리 정모도 가를 판도거든. 그래서 리게 짜 정모도는 롱 성거니까 롱이나 텔라 셈 상모 용어로 판도요. 당고텔라 롱텔라 상모 동네 으트파 텐지네. 셈 동용지네 들리지도 먹고 해야지.
So first, we will practice the asana, the breathing, and we will do the numbers of the breathing, inhale and exhale. And when you practice the breathing or the meditations, it is very important to sit straight. Make sure you sit straight comfortably. That is very important. They're saying that once your body is straight, and then your muscles and the nerves is also will be straight. Once your muscles and the inner the nerves are straight, then the wind will flow smoothly and nicely and straight up and down wherever necessary to go. So there's that. Once we have that three things perfectly, then we will have a very nice meditations. So that's very important. Three things: sit straight, and while you practicing breathing.
셈이 지금 우드얌데 야지 셈 우드야든 수치 성량질러서 버든지 답시기 차탐을 야든 송 마당 수치 차당로 소비 셈 뜻자 장마도 좀 뜻지네 뜻지네 어느 셈바 동용 될었는 셈바 좀 상황으로 셈바 동용 소송 되는 겁니다. 정말 착각했어요.
The prior the meditations, there are the certain the importance doing the visualizations and the doing the visualizations. What we visualize when we breathe in, so you can think of all the goodness or the positive thoughts, such as thinking of all the positive, such as the great method and the wisdom. So when you breathe in, you can visualize I'm taking all the good positives, such as the great method and the wisdoms. So when you exhale, then you can think of the opposite of the wisdom, method, compassions, and so on, which are the negative emotions So when you breathe out, you can think of the negative emotions such as the attachments, aversions, angers, and so on. So when you do this a couple of times or number of times, and then we will able to concrete the what we call the equanimity. Then we can able to set our mind into equanimity. So once we have the equanimity, the experience of the equanimity, then we will have the next.
좀 보면 지금 셈바 동용 쳐서나 쇼가오 동치 버리 디가 뭐 가지 내가 나죠 셈바 동용은 디가 저는 다 가르고 보면 고민하고 도다 용도 버리지.
So once you able to set your mind in equanimity, and then your mind is like the blank page, the page that doesn't have any things on that page, like any drawing, any writing, and so on. Then that blank page, you can write anything as you wish. So that's very important. That mind equanimity is like a blank page. So once you have the mind like a blank page, and then you can able to bring any kind of thoughts, the positive thoughts, and so then you can able to focus on that thought without any problem.
그 동도 이 용 쇼트 칸에 이니야 게 당섬지데 이거 좀 연내 당섬지데 니가
The first, we can start by closing the left nostril, and you can take a long and deep breath from the right nostril, and then
야 텐진이 가오드니 마르도네 가네 되지.
Okay, so we will breathe in from the right nostril by closing the left nostril. Take a long and deep breath in, and hold your breath, Then you close the right nostril and breathe out from the left nostril. So and we will do this 3 times.
롱드마 송강가가 수보가 잡고 느끼는데 맞습니다.
The furthermore, like as you have the nice and the vivid and steady the visualizations of the taking the positive and the throwing out the negative, and then Geshe-la said that furthermore you can just as you breathe in you can visualize that of course when you breathe in the wind or the breath will the cover all our body, right? I mean, not cover, like will go touches all our inside the body, and doing that, you can think that my very positive wind or the breath is touching the all part of my muscle or my body.
알아도 미소 초안 직든들 초된 근데 시당 순서가 참대 강진의 롱도 지고 롱도 나오지 된데 뭐 신들 초대로 롱도 최종은 뭐 소로서 버리지 대체 버리지.
So the breath is very essential because the reason we focus on the breath because the name we call the alive and the dead, or the alive and the diseased, that can be distinguished by the whether he or she has the breath, have a breathing or not. And when we are able to breathe, then of course we call the a person is still alive, or he or she is alive. And then as soon as we stop breathing, the commonly if we stop breathing, then since that we call the he or she is pass away or dead. So that very name, because of the breathing. So that's why breathing is very important.
ôi thấy nè
And
long thì nhầm thì tao xem trâu rồi xem chỉ có chắc là ya thì xem rằng bộ sao mà ya long thì nhầm thì tao mà đang xem thực chất rằng mà tôi nên xem là phải thay đổi rồi
you sim
long nhầm thì xem rồi xem thì chỉ có chắc anh ấy 지금 ya đang xem rằng bộ sao mà số bị chặt ya thì số mà đang xem thực chất mà ta xem thực chất là liền là sao số mà tôi số bị cái công việc này rồi
So very important is the visualizations, the process of the wind in and out, and their mind with the wind, going in and out. So that's why it's important to have a good have the perfect visualizations. The visualization, like again, like when you breathe in, you can think, I'm collecting all the good fortunes and the positive thoughts, and then when I breathe out, I'm breathing out all the misfortune and the negatives and so on.
리기는 잘했어 리기는 잘해
Oh, and the plus thing of the when you breathe in that very positive, the fortunes thought, the cure my body and my mind and speech, and then when you breathe out, you can think, oh, now it takes all my the illness at the same time. So this is also a good way to practice breathing. So first we will do 3 times, and then we will switch. Then first close the left nostril and take a long and deep breath from the right nostril, and hold your breath as long as you can. And slowly breathe out from the left nostril. Again, breathe in, close left nostril, breathe in from the right nostril. Take a long and deep breath in. And close right nostril and breathe out from the left nostril. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, now we switch the position. Close the right nostril. Take a long breath in from the left nostril. And then breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more, breathe in. And breathe out. Now we will breathe in and out 3 times with the both nostril. Slowly and gently breathe in and out. First, breathe in. Hold your breath as long as you can. Out. Breathe in. Out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
한 번만 더.
Now we will recite the Tara mantra.
진로마 곰지네네. 아그때 삼노동네 다르던 코니 코노 다르던 더 마지바지 삼다. 곰지네 직도는 하고는 더 마지바 제대로 곰지 그러지.
So what is the if I explain that in a simple way, that what is the meditations? Meditation is the things, events, and the knowledge that we understand, and the then not only just understand, but the apprehends the things and knowledge. So this we call the meditations.
마지막 점바.
Without the forgetting the things, and the knowledge. So this we call the meditations.
지금 곰공오 간다 시고는 점 셔부당 점바니 시고르지.
The very the nature of the meditations is the wisdom and the mindfulness.
셔럽 간다서 셔럽 그 이용 방식 냥지 공간 냥지 세트 간다즈리 진이 도도 하고 좀 등을리다나 좀 삼노인 받대 하고 하지. 어떤 셈나 냥지 하고네 뜨거대 셔럽 하고 셔럽 하고 어떤 셈나네 맞을라 진 삼동네 때때 냥지 공부하지.
셔럽 니지니가 고민하라.
셔럽 하고 하지는 냥지도 맞을 공부.
For example, the wisdom and the compassions, the practicing of the wisdom and compassions is the
냥지 공부나지 냥지 공부들서 공부 동부 셔럽 그 냥지 하고 하고 손안에 셈 냥지 동도 냥지 동도 가르서 심지어 대화 동단나서 등은 있잖아 셈 삼도지로 심지 등은 좀 삼도 때 냥지 뭐 하고는 셈나 하고 주도 셈네 맞을라 제때네 다 냥지 공부 그러지.
For example, when we like to practice the compassions, or the meditate on the compassions, in order to the practice compassions, one have to be understand the compassions. How we understand compassions, of course, by using the wisdom. By using the wisdom, we can understand the compassions by thinking logically. For example, as a sentient beings, that we all the same, which we want to be happy, and that doesn't want us suffering. As a sentient beings, they all always try to avoid the suffering. In that way, I understand that the compassion is very important. So that's why I meditate on the compassions.
메디테이션 그래서 하고 유도 맞이 비셔들.
So how we meditate? The first we visualize, we experiment. Through the experimentations, by using the wisdom, we understand or acknowledge the compassions. So once we understand the compassions, and at the end, what we do, not the forgetting the compassions, and mindfully the hold the or understand the compassions. So this is we call the meditations.
또 단단 가지고 로마 공수 로마 때 섬나 샤르시 좀 먹다네 근데 섬나 샤르시네 네 섬네 맞을라 어쨌든 다리 없지.
So right now, you can look on the Tara statue, and once you have the clear and vivid image of the Tara, the statue or the image, and then doing the visualization, try to not forget the image of the Tara. So this is the meditations. Okay, so now we will do that.
Om Dare 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 So 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 당분간 조롱 싶었어 알아. 저런 거 좀. 진짜 기쁘지. 결로지 되거든.
Yeah, today I would like to tell the story.
엄마 네 딱 같은 거 봐. 엄마 이 르그손이 되어서 르그손이 된데 어떻게 하실까? 네. 라코 때 미티 비 장보 된 지금. 네, 그런 살로니 미치 용네 애들 그런 거 아니. 저런 가르치고 이렇게 르그손도 저런 간에 이제 알아. 파쇼 동바되게 이제. 저런 동바디 간다 요래지. 지 미시칸으로 간다 요래지. 그 렌 맞죠. 저런 간이 맞아. 그 대사자 타랑 듣는 동바된 지금. 저런 동바디 간다 요래지. 네 동바디 비 특샤 요래지. 미소마 비 조금 같은 요래지. 어떤 그런 알레 된다든 파송이 동바디 라고 요르치 바 요래지. 그 렌티 저스. 근데 미니와 양저 랩지네 양 특니 미텔 같이네 저런 간이 맞 가르치고 있는 게 저기요세. 저런 간이 맞아. 파쇼 동바디게 있어. 저런 근데 아니 저런 동바디 간다 요르세. 네 좀 때고 파르레 마이스 코리안 저런 동바 간 저런 간이 맞아. 사체 들리더니 저런 동바 간다 요르세. 이 동바 배 요거 스타일 미 참바 sam보다 그것들이 장장배 미 야르 장장 요르세. 근데 그런데 어떤 이 동바들이 배 요거다 야르 장장이 어떨라. 대자다 아니 미티 직티 좋았던 때 미치들 당을 터서 당자 좋았 니 동습 동바티 꾸리겨와리 이나 그 렌트 니겨리 약부요세 부요세 니가 ngawarwa 경험주던데 강대 원이를 되어르지 좋아리스.
So there's the today I would like to share the story and make my class a little bit fun rather than kind of intense, and so we will enjoy today our Sunday class, and so I would like to share the story that happened in the village. So there was a village, and there was a local guy, and also there was visitors, and so so there was two visitors actually. First visitor came in the first events, and the second visitor came afterward. And but anyway, so the three people involved in this story, and at the end, I would like to ask questions. The regard to this story, and the what happened, and the first visitors came, or the guest, and when he visited at the village, because he never been that village. This is his first visiting that village. When he visit that village, the he met the local guy. So you remember, there's one local guy and two visitors. The first visitors asked the local guy, and he point the actually the kind of point the directions at the one of the family or over the village, and he asked the visitor raised the questions. How is the family, family lifestyle, or the families are they how they are, and instead of the local guy reply his questions, the local guy raised this questions to him, and he asked same question. How about your family? how about your family?
village.
Uh,
아무래도
how
Village.
how about your village? And the first visitors said, 야구들라라,
그렇잖아요.
first visitor said he said about his village, about the bad things. Oh, my village is not good and bad and so on and so on, and he complained about that. And then local guy, then he replied, oh, that village is not good. My village, my town or the village is not good. And that finished. Okay. And then the second visitor came and asked the same questions. The visitor asked the same questions to the local guy, and he asked the question, "How's your village?" And then local guy asked the same question to the visitors, "How is your village?" And then the second visitor said, "Oh, my village are uh, very nice, full of harmonies, and then so on." And then local guide was like, "Oh, my village is very nice, same as your, like very good family and so on." So my my question is the local guy met the two visitors, right? But the thing is, they both asked the same question, but the reply was different, right? One first visitor, he replied that my village is not nice and same as your. And second visitor, he replied, my village is nice as your, full of harmonies and then so on. And the kalau hadi dembal no
그래서 다 아니 즉 야구요 요금에서 그 종습들 시고 야구요 요금에서 야구요 또 요금에 봐니 가와라 와스 아니 지금 강대 nem바를 있다 들어
네. So the topic is actually came from the where they live, right? And they asked about the Pacific, the village where these two visitors and where the local guys living asked the questions about the house that village is. But the local guy replied the two answer. Once he said, my village is not nice, and second he said, my village is not nice. So Gishila, asking you questions, which one is the real answer? First or the second? Do you understand the story? You got it, right? Okay. So
어쨌든 네가 nem바를 했어 렌트
so if you don't have the clue, let me give you the answer. Actually, Gishila said the both answer actually is right.
오케이
Okay.
아야
Both answers right. Both answers are right.
딱 간다지 이랬을 때또 간다지 같이 알았을 때 nem바 간다지
Okay,
알았어
one more question. Why both answers are right? Even though he said first visitors, my village is not good, and second visitor said my village is good. I'll give you clues. So both answers are right.
어때서다 nem바 그것에 또 파쇼나 요 말했어 소술라 셈나 요 파쇼디 강서디 차버 시내고 강서 코로나 되잖아 또 담치 되자 던 거요지 강서 코로나 잠보다 약보요나 담치 약보 던 거여서 len 니가 다다리다 그래서 강서 파쇼디 당보드 미 주방 안바랑 시차오 나 지금 그랬는데 그런 식으로 맞도 삼도 이제 맞sama 다 통도 들지 차도 그래서 강서나 강서나 시발요 제마테 베젠 양지 첨부 요바지 전 점치다 인연다 있다 줄 내 그런 뭐 바꿔서나 인연 통고 그래서 그len 니가 다다리도 강서 코는 니가 니가 다다리 안 보시다 그러지 다다리다 그러지 된저당 말은 수삼라도 그야 같이 모르시고 그러지
So the answer actually are right because the local the guy the reply based on this the visitor motivations or the behavior, attitude, or way of thinking. Because the first visitors, because he is the yeah, and frankly I say like negative guy, right? Negative guy who has the persons who is behavior is bad and thinking of I, and he or she wherever you go, no matter what good informations you gave to him or her, is he or she will always complain, and wherever he or she go will see the bad or negative. That's why the first time when he met the first visitor, the guy said, "My village is bad," and 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 the second visitors, and he said, "The my village is good," and that is right because the when second visitor is also the nice persons, thinking of others, and and have a compassions, and then no complaint and so on, and wherever he or she goes, will always they see mentally, and to the everything is nice. So Gisela is saying that important is the depend on the persons. If a person's he or she is bad behavior, thinking of I, and and always complain other, and wherever he or she goes, no matter the no matter he or she lives in the perfect harmony, the family or the town or the village, he or she always see as a problems, and 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 the other side, if you he or she is the nice, and always thinking of other, the cherish other, have a compassions, and so on, and he or she wherever he or she goes, and no matter what kind of village or town or family he or she visit, he or she always see them as a positive in a way, and so on.
된저도 상기가 랑이랑 그 모양인 랑이랑 그 다행인 제데 다닥래 되버지.
So that's why it is very important is that to control or to maintain your one's mind. That's very important. That's why Buddha said uh, you are your own master, and you are your own enemy.
된저다 나로 진드니 소소런 거 소소런 거 공부 소소지네 소소샘로 소소도 고자외다나 아니 미치 그저 논치치 송제 가지고 말 소소런 거뭐 소소런 거랑 아니라 샘 소소런 거 샘도 소소하고 뭐 점씩 하고 뭐 소샘 들자던 걸 때라베 소소 샘로 합샤게 되지 샘로 야고전나 소소 가와고 되지나 아니 저비 야기노 그러지.
Mhm. So that's why wherever we go, as long as our mind is peace, and the maintain, and controlled by our mind is being controlled, and wherever we go, and no matter what happens, no matter whatever the speech and the talk you heard, and it wouldn't bother our life and our day or our mind, and that's the that's the how we it is, and because the your mind clearly, right? Each individual know his or her mind, what's going on, so that's why it is very important to correct the mind, and once you're able to correct it, and then it's important to control and maintain the mind.
된저 아주 남지 샘나가 남도 담을 랑서 샘나가 샘등가 수정 같은 잠을 저녁으로 되는 샘드나 강을 채용수 준비 등용 샘마키려요. 다시 공부로서 받들 자동으로서 발행 거지. 샘도 곰 yapsa 곰 셋 샘나가 수태와 같이 샘도도 같이 항상 삼루치가 당연히 나는 샘디 남통담을 된거 말지 샘로로 송 아니 샘 저좀 로로치가는 대충 그 리스물로 되어 요르지 괜찮다 아주 정말 대원도 봤던 내가 먼저 봐 저당 아주 치임 킬레나 말레나 웜진의 샘도 고장 같이 한 거지
uh, in general, in our day-to-day life, uh, we are uh, we are conflicted by the all kinds of the uh, negative afflictive mind or the thoughts and the arising the all kinds of the negative thoughts such as the doubtness, negative doubtness, and that caused the uh, uh, restless mind. That caused the restless mind. Our mind is being restless and never have a calm and rest mind, and which will eventually will cause the anger and the hatred and so on. And then when it causes, so then of course we will the consequences will be the suffering and so on. And so that's why we need the meditation. So meditation is very important, and to put meditations as a practice, as a subject in our daily life. And when we practice meditations, then we can able to uh, the 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 avoid the restless minds. The rather you will have a rest mind. Once you have a rest mind, of course you have your mind and body being calm, and once your mind and body are being calm and so quiet and nice, and then of course then you will experience the happiness physically and the mentally.
그래서 때처럼 아주 수 이마치를 수 잡지 나오네 정말 정말 내가 요르스 내가 아주 지금 샤워 먹고 요리나 디나네 수 착까지 당토에나 수 착까지 내가 디나 뭐 이제 삼로도 나가 사고는 나가 전에 나가 됐으면 나가 칼리 돈지 맞지 버지 니다가랑 삼동 되는 근데 잘리더스 몸네 잘리스 좀 좀마도 수 강나 이름 강나 이치는 때라 티 하도 몸진 띵나가 됐으면 까마까지 수 착까지 근데 가디나 이마치 몸로 이제 뭐 todo some taran de te kadi na ribi taran nyamar chugo go teron de sem nang sangi ke de masam ji teron kar sam de sam yu ta sangi taran ta sam chi da ne le lo chine de pa gom yong ji zo de pa ne lam sang nyamar chago de nyam de taran ko gom ti na chari lam ka de ro de ji ngor ti da nyama ta pa ne kama chi chung mo bo ma go na kama chi gom na gom de nyama ta chi pa ji gom chi pe 물리치즈는 대치바 지검나 이와 통그러지.
Um, so the when you practice meditations, schedule the yourself, discipline yourself. It is the way to perform the mm, the the have a discipline the day and life, and we have within the 24 hours we are busy, right? uh, we might doing working and we're doing something, right? Whether we're sleeping or walking or whatever, we're doing something. But take the maybe 30 minutes and a half hour from the 24 hour. Just take the half hour and you say like I will meditate every day, uh, and 30 minutes, and during the 30 minutes and try your best. Now, when you practice meditations, you can either recite the mantra or you can say any recitations, or you can visualize, for example, any kind of Buddhas or the deities or God and Goddess, whatever your belief. For example, I would say like let's say Charisi, the Buddha of compassion, Avalokiteshvara, or the Mother Tara, the Doma Tara. And so any kind of Buddha, any kind of God and Goddess, whatever you believe, that's fine. And you can use this as a meditations. So within the 30 minutes, try your best to visualize your the convenient the Buddha and the convenient you can whatever mantra you would like to choose and or the recitations. And the important is the when we practice meditation, of course, we have to choose the objects. The object should be, uh, you know, uh, every day. As it's good to have one same object rather than constantly changing the objects. If you change it constantly, then it will help your meditation, the stabilizations. Today I concentrate on that object, tomorrow this, and then next day that and that, and then you wouldn't able to have the perfect mental stabilizations or the meditations and so on. When you choose the one object, and what is helpful is and after the while, and when you try to start meditations, you can able to visualize, you can able to concentrate uh, uh, the meditations right away, without like searching, the here and there. And that's the one key.
It's 11 o'clock.
You have one object, and uh,
그치라 같이나 식들이 곰곰다다 서리 오늘 참다다 배 나온 식을 그 또하다 염다가랑 랑까지 샤렌로 터버렸어.
yeah. So that's why if you use that the one object, if you use the one object, and then for a while in future, whenever you meditate on that object, it will the naturally and automatically will appear into your mind, and then you can able to follow up. You can able to focus without any effort, like effortless. Uh,
뭐야, 진짜다 곰다 그런 소소 남주 곰 소소 냠냠 요 곰도 이나다 잡으려 말다 하는 것도 곰. 엔디나 지 곰들 냠냠 시가면 되는데 잔디스 곰거는 간디스 곰거에서 진짜 삼동료는 이때 잔디스 곰도 전부 시기죠.
if you are the if you are if you the you've been practice if you are good in the meditations, uh, if you if you are good in meditations, or you are the you've been practicing meditation quite long, I think it maybe you know what to do. But if someone's newly touching that practice, or exploring the meditations, whoever what kind of curious of meditation, or newly exploring or touching the very practice of meditations, and then if you want to know, curious of what kind of meditation should I start as a beginner, and then I have uh, I have the way to practice is Cherisik, and I would like to share you whoever interest.
어때 잔디스 곰도 잔디스 그래야 돼. 기타 안에 형제기랑 랑지 탐지기라 형제기 랑지 때 봐. 셔야 돼. 잔디스 그 연습을 진짜다 냥지 랑 잔디스 쇼지 왔던 미 넘버 잡았던 나이나 남기 여름 버스 다른 거 그리고지. 여름 미 넘버 셔 여름 버스 최종 송미 넘버 셔도 뭐 버스 봐. 이름기 넘버 셔도 다 잔디스 쇼지 왔던 쇼동체 동수 같아. 지금 그 임발라 형제기 넘버 때 봐. 니와데 니데르스크 남바 고무고자 양지 코라즈메자 돈치도 샤랄라 드고 양지 세다 간르즈나 심지도 대화동다 심지도 등어동다나 섬섬으로 등어동다나 섬섬으로 따가랑 하이 스샤로 천데스 샤리즈 뜨고 문제인데 저리즈 텐시선 팀고 그거는 뭐 저리스 그 남바다 시작해서 왔다는 공부나 그런 여러 번 공부나 그런 건데 매일 남바데 그 심지 탐지 등을 있잖아. 좀 삼로직인 소소런 게 일라데 삼도 때 공용으로 소소런 게 일라데 삼로도 배 치리치리치리 야 야기오동 심지 때 왔는 어떤 게 삼동이나 소질은 양지 통 기토와 저거 기와용을 소질은 양지 깨나 가로는 양지세 뜨냠데 또 양지 깨나 밑을 니와진동 전라 롱지야라 강을 어떤 차로지
예. 숨어야 공부를 봐.
오늘은 동고 무슨 거 담는 소들을 먹고 있다. 양지.
Um, uh, so the practicing the meditations. When I practice meditations, I usually visualize the Buddha of compassions, and Buddha of compassions. The when I visualize as the persons or as a human being, then I will visualize the Buddha of compassion as the His Holiness Dalai Lama. But if I like to practice compassions, the as a Buddha compassion as the deity, then of course the Buddha compassion himself, the as a deity. But if I like to meditate as the visualize as the protector, and then I will choose the Mahakala. So this is how I choose, how I present into my mind the compassions in three forms, and I choose whichever I like. And so the compassions, when we say the compassion, of course, sometimes we might kind of wondering what is compassions. There's no such like that we can touch objectively the kind of physically or objectively we can touch or we can show or we can see, but that rather it is kind of feeling, right? So so compassion is the feeling, and so when you practice compassions, you can think that way. The very compassions, the basic or natural compassion is the manifestation, is the Buddha compassions. But the very the experience is sorry. The the very compassions you can think as the Buddha compassions, but when you practice the compassions, you have to use the sentient beings. The sentient beings want to be free from suffering and so on.
어디서다 양지들랑 어떻게 소화되니 아니 엄마네 밤에는 좀 엄세대 엄세대 이게 심성데 이건 있으면 정보를 많이 세대 성취 양지 정보를 밤마세대 셰르브 정보를 전당 가르잖아 노르는 뭐 치디요나 심증 노박던도 공토한 양지 첨부요나 장 전기 삼돈 연도시 발배 알와요 말이지 셰르브 제 밤만 담내기 담기 막히었다 셰르브 때에 랑진기 있고 담내기 샘 나니기 온 샘나네 초함에 봐 만초이 로직이 자네 밤만 somos home se de tenin jong ito she korse ten jong sa chikchigan yerwa chung sem de ga soman yebi ngo yang ngo ro yero wa cha so simji tamchi ling wa yisum ta ne sem dong yang ji ge jang de yero sho chi de hon de ne chen de so ta ta ma ne ta yo ko se man ta ya dong da chi dong.
Now, so when you practice the compassions, you could recite the compassions, the mantra which has 6 syllables. Om, Ma, Ni, Padme Hum has a 6 syllable, and the Om represent the body, speech, and mind, and the money symbolize the treasure and represent the compassions, and the third 2 syllable, which is the Padma, symbolize the lotus flower, and which represent the wisdom, and the home is the last mantra. But anyway, when we practice meditations on compassions, you can visualize the Buddha of compassions as a compassions, as a manifestation of compassion, and then that the very subject, you can visualize sentient beings and so on. And at the same time, you can recite the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, and Om as a body, speech, and mind, and the money, which symbolize the treasure. As treasure, the what is the potential of the what the very potential of the treasure. The treasure can fulfill the one's wish from the starvations and the poorness or poor life, and so on. Same time, that money, the mantra money, can we symbolize the compassions that compassion can fulfill the other sentient beings the wish. And the third 2 syllables, which is the Padma, which symbolize the lotus flower, and which represent the wisdom. So wisdom is the or the Padma or the lotus. Lotus come from the mud. When the lotus emerge from the mud, it doesn't have any faults of the mud, right? When it emerge from the mud, the lotus flower doesn't have any faults. Similarly, wisdom is like that. Wisdom is the one can able to see what is right and what is wrong, what should adopt, what should abandon, and can able to distinguish the every the objects or events or the phenomena. So that's why wisdom is very important to have in our life. And the last syllable is home. Mm, uh, last syllable is home. The home is represent the uh, dependent, the nature of dependent originations. The everything's is depend on each other, uh, and everything is changing. There's nothing such that stay forever permanently. Everything is changing. Sometime. Sometime good turn to bad, or maybe sometime the bad will turn into the good thing. It wouldn't stay there forever. Uh, so that's why this mantra syllables are or mantra is very important.
어떨 때 저다 잔라 판토지야라 말로 냥지요나 알와요 말이지 셔브요나 노트용고 말이지 또마도 네 지금 소소전도 전심지什么 삼로 요요나라요 셔브면은 탑만키와나 용라만 용 거든요 탑신 이 정도 들고는 내가 지나다 강당지나 무슨 소바용 거지
So that's why um, during the when you recite the mantra and the try to think of try to generate the compassions and the wisdom, which are very important, which are very essential, and because as long as you have a great compassions, you don't have um, uh, anything that you don't carry any work and practice as a burden, and you voluntarily do it, and whatever it is you want to do it voluntarily without any thinking as a burden or as a rule or the so on. So you willingly take anything as long as you have a strong the compassions. And the second is the wisdoms. If we have a wisdom, then we are free from the faults and the problems, and we can able to see right and bad, and we can able to see the events and think whatever is exists as it is.
어디 저다 빈숨도 좀 봐이나 형지 요나 알로 메용와 제데 간다지 그러든 근데 아마도 다 나고 아마도 저당하네 거기 추천도 연느 정도 수익 잡질라 베데 요거지고 라자요 말데 데 백깔이 잡는 데 알와요 말 갈지 타고 데 강서 디기라 데 보겠들 저 형지지 그러지 아주 심진 담절 데 형지 첩섭소나 형지 전부 세트 기라 기성하지 근데 소소한 거 위트가 잡았다 다른 빈숨들은 등하고 저런 미추도 저하면서 되는지 로지구나 저 라차메 아니 추순이 잡지 되는 데 답도지고나 아주 탕치를 백깔이 가고요 양지메서나 어때 양지가 니와들이지 괜찮더라지
If I give you example, what is the great compassions? For example, let's look on, let's say, mother. Tibetan we say ama, or the mother or ama. So when we look on the ama or the mother, and she has a strong and the love, unconditional love, and the compassions toward her children, right? And no matter what, she has a very power that the power of compassion that she will do and take anything to care take care her children. And but if we have that compassions, that mother compassion like mother, if you have that compassions, all sentient being, if you have that kind of compassions, then I think this is what we call the great compassions. Because it's quite it's difficult. It's sometimes kind of quite difficult and challenge. For example, if you asked that take care or watch the kids or baby, what do you call the babysitter whatever it is, you if someone asks you to watch their baby and the kids without any salary, and then he or she wouldn't accept, right? Unless he or she has great compassions, and yeah. So this is the how what is our example of the compassions.
어야 다 되는 것들이 지지 다소 노도로 쓰는 것도 치 장진이 저나마지나 뜻이몽 위치 식사 쓰네 조지 치모노네 그러니까 롱 샘송 뜻이 맞고 뜻이몽 위치 식사데 수 샘송하게 냠네 역수도 수수 샘송 어때지 대몽 뭐지 잘긴 담으로 도반담으로 또 뭐요 말이지 뜻은 말이지
Actually, the same song it is.
뜻이몽 위치 식사 샘송 뜻이 맞고 뜻이몽 위치 식사다 내가 저 샘송의 역수들이 샘송들이 한지는 치쇼지들 고고 말해서 뜻이는 지당로 담아지 다 저거 전화로 먹었더니 들으시가 고고요 말해 뜻송을 주시면 땡이 땡벌서 올렸어요.
Okay, so whatever I explained to you, and what I try to explain is the important is the in our life as a practitioner, the most important is the subdue your mind, or the protect your mind So that's the key. That's very important. Otherwise, it is good, perform all kind of rituals and prayers, and it is necessary for part of the practice. But if while we performing those things, those practice and rituals, but if we lose the very importance of the practice, then it is useless. So that's the key. Is the very important is uh, the no matter what we do, what kind of practice we perform, as long as we are able to subdue our mind and protect our mind or control our mind. So this is the dharma, or this is the practice. So this is not just I'm creating right now, but this said by great master Shantideva in the book the Bodhisattva, the way of life. Buddha said do not commit any non-virtues, cultivate all the good virtues and practice, and subdue your mind. So this is the practice of the Buddha teachings. So this is what Buddha said.
Oh yeah,
okay. So we have a couple minutes. If you have any questions.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay.
What's a Dharani? Dharani, it's mind training or something like that. It's bigger than a mantra, has more syllables to it, but what's it used for? Dharani.
Draining.
Yeah.
Can you specify the words more? Explain.
Spell it, you mean?
Yeah, draining. What do you mean draining?
Dharani. It's supposed to be some longer type of mantra. Is that Sanskrit, George? Yeah.
Draining is a mantra. The knowledge is draining that. So sorry, I don't know. Rainy, do you know which kinds of mantra, which Buddha mantra or the deity mantra? Do you know, Rainy, which kind of mantra or the Buddha mantra?
I'll have to look it up. I can't find it now on the internet, but I'll find the spelling for it, okay?
Okay, yeah.
For next week, maybe.
Yeah. Yes?
Actually, go ahead, Stacy. You can go next.
Yeah, Stacy?
My question is, when you're meditating, I get personal. When I meditate on His Holiness, and He's the embodiment of the Chintamani Singh. But when I meditate with Tara, I try to bring Tara inside. Is that all right to actually bring the deity inside of your body, to your heart? Or should you be outside?
The Monamyu, the Chinese Gungura Samani, the Inju Gongja Samani, Jangomuchi, the Chinese number 2, the Gumbios, Dishin Gomjimasa. Inayada, the Jizundroma, Gombi Samani, Jizundroma Koran Tuana, the Pedio, Shadow, the Gumbios. The Jigunamena, Nijundroma, the Nang, a shadow of the Gumbuena, Jizundroma, the Chulula, the number Jishado Chikumbuena.
But the Chinese government the pay or Yarmus Chinese movie and taking on Jigans. So the Dingley come to Tavana, the Yanji, the Yarmus, the Chinese number in some on the Tanta said. And Roma woman said, and the Kron on the Roma wanted Genon the top Davana, 결혼랑 로만 하고 나한테 거기서 소소 지금 로미 나왔지 애들이 다리를 속았더니 막고 거지 왕토메나 막고 나 그렇지
Simba you want to come here, Mara.
또 소소 로마인 사람 딱지도 느껴지는 또 괜찮아
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, the first one is good, like way to practice the visualize the and generate your compassions by visualizing the His Holiness Dalai Lama as the manifestation of the Buddha compassion. That I think that's good. But second is the meditating on the Tara, the Mother Tara. If you do not receive any initiations or the jhenans or the any empowerments, and then one should not visualize as one's body as a deity or the Tara. But another say like what do you call? There's two kind of the meditations generate one's deity or generate the deity, the outer deity, kind of like that. And but anyway, if you did not receive any initiation and jhana, then you can visualize Tara from the outside, and you can visualize like the Buddha, the Tara that appear at the front of your the sky, and you can visualize that. Rather, self generations or self generating as a Tara or the Buddha, and yeah.
근데 뭔지 되네 능기 신로미트가네 이게 다른 소선에 소선다 당도 당스 높이던 거를 대접 송원념이 천리라 대 종송념 우리 소소랑이 타고나 소랑이 그때가는 방통 거지네 뒤로 삼지남 저 강한테 사서 대주고 그러지 왕요나
if anyone did not receive the initiations or the jhana, then you can visualize the deity or the Buddha the front of you, and then as you as you visualize, you can think that here that Buddhas that radiate the colors and blessings that dissolve into my heart or my from my head or my heart and purify and then so on. And but if you receive the initiations or the jhana, then you can practice the self what they call the generating as a Buddha, and then the mantra is circling around your body, and the purifications yourself, and then so on. So that's a difference.
배나 배준지나 나 소소 왕토메다 아주 결혼 폴리스이나 첨본이나 결혼 첨본이나 결혼 첨본 다 주제나 다 주제 완전 경험이 그랬어. 결혼 첨본면나 첨본 약속 그 첨본인제 첨주지 왕자들면나 전 첨본지라 레와 주네더니 첨다 주고도 어떤 나진다 뭐 왕세든 아주데 소소의 대원치 왕치도 소도라서 소 첨부 쳐서 소 첨부나 소갈 통주자 소 다시 주고 베이초나 데네시르스 베준지 교들한테 왕치도 매초나 교나 전지를 때네 이거 다 주지고 어떤 나진 왕면나 지나 보통대로 왕세대 그런 법동식
So
니와
what is really the one, the initiations or the empowerment is? It is the kind of like that permissions that you receive, the permissions that you are being allowed to practice any kind of any particular the practice, the particular practice. For example, if I give you example, in a country or the town, and once you receive the initiations or the jenang, it's like you will become an officer or the governor.
정말 첨부
Uh,
첨수바 첨부죠.
Timpon,
첨부는
the
Judge.
judge. Sorry, I was using the officer. Gisela said you become the judge. So once you once you become a judge, then in a court, you have a power to determine the certain the things and so on, right? But if you are not judge, then you have to rely on the in order to get in order to receive the whatever necessary, whatever wish you whatever wish that you have to have in your life. So this is like that. But anyway, the initiation is like a permissions.
야. 고도 조선.
Called Professor Tiwaji.
그렇지야.
Okay, Professor.
I have a question. By the way, that I really appreciated that last question a lot. Thank you for clarifying. My question is, when we're doing the Om Mani Padme Hum, at least from the perspective, Peme wisdom is very related to dependent arising. They're very closely related, and so I'm wondering maybe if you could help a little bit to understand maybe more of the significance of the home, because it doesn't. I guess the thing that I'm trying to clarify is it's not dependent arising merely from the perspective of understanding wisdom, but it's dependent arising meaning it has a lot more meaning than that, and so it'd be helpful to have a clarification on that.
The
Body, speech, and mind, and then Mani, great compassions, Peme, wisdom, home, dependent arising, but dependent arising not merely as just wisdom, it's something even more than that.
그 말이지. 홈 세트에 치탐지게 내릭때 되는 용어를 대임바 홈 총거지. 그러나 치탐지 내릭때는 용어 임바 하고야 돼 쉐르브레스. 맞았다 하고도 그면서 되는 용어. 지금 치탐지 내릭때 원체 되는 용어는 더 딱배 딱쯤지 되는 용어는 라진지 파종 특별하게 용어 말을 뜻이 거지. 때 면사 군여와 당 요를 때 자동으로 치기 내릭시 거지. 치기 내릭때는 되는 용어를 쓰 거지.
So he actually in this the mantra, when we talk about the dependent originations or depending on each other, what he really said, but reality, the all phenomena there doesn't exist by itself, but rather it is it exists because by depending on each others, and so that's why in order to know the nature of the inherent existence or so on, that's why we use the wisdom. Okay.
동반이 제 지금 홈 세트 동반이 그 넘비시비 동반이 그 돈 띄고 하고서는 홈 듣고 거지.
The home is the actually shows the represent the emptiness, and if you understand the meaning of the emptiness, and then you will understand the what is really the emptiness it is. The the towards the cookie in the home lady the ten June showaras. Ten June the cookie is not the sheriff down pena down on the money the pema the sheriff the ninja than zura.
고소요. 된저데 홈세데 내리그레스 하고한테 셰르브레스 도도들.
So
셰르브 일지 홈세 내리고 뭐만 하고 손 하고한테 셰르브다.
yeah. So the home is the basic of the nature of the basic, and when we understand the home, so this is the wisdom.
야, 딱 라면
Okay, now we'll say the closing prayer.
Pray.
We'll begin with the Lambing prayer.
H0
lo me ma re ge don zhou nam zhen ya wei wang bo dan zhi de ma zong wei ce ra gong do yang bei yang ye zhe wei ye song dan bei ren ma gong cang lang jie ye ne zhe bei jian nan ye xie rang ge zhe zhen do bei lang jie xiu zhang zhe wei zhang wei tang ge zhou wei ye jie men ba se xie ya wei dang ba ye rang zhen zhe dan ba ren zhen zhou ge ma zhou cha zhang yang ben zhe wei zhou de nian jie chen bo ya ren zhou ba pan de de so wer che ber se jie ya wei ma shang zhen wei lang zhou shang zhou lang jie ren wei tang du nan jie ye la he de shang ya wei za ba ran de zhong jie lang zang zhe bei ten jian zhe xi zang ga jian se xi me dang me men zhe re gan de ya wei nga ba nan dang zhe wer ma zhi gang zhe de ba qiu lan qiu qiu
自然热那中巴的得的那些当的着些这些扬州说跟长者间阿爸的萨维拉玛仁波切大耶尼格尔巴米当修那嘎真真波过年就送的不送的钱热萨多索当热热为过去生活仁波切马切往那去这去见我娘巴没巴呀公的公的陪我修刚热热为过去香港的板当的瓦马里中为年轻人生活的人家说也下辈子的我的感觉去叫爸爸我这的人先把当跟的上路的样的人的跌倒工具制作大罗间给我的到当觉了对我的是小辈叫我他们之间我和那手多我把的大学给予做我的跟讲说我出去了对我而且肯定中的担保到现在他们就他们只跟跟上对现过了的些成为的上届担保到的机制就这让我的要我从高位同学新年我生的弟弟因为我被老上的年来感觉怎样都把忙着也OK 什么的啊 Q OK 我这样